Now I want to show you one important disadvantage of the knight. It can usually not defend one wing alone, without the help of its king. If the knight has no pass pawn and the king cannot help, then the defending king will usually be able to draw relatively easily. Darman Faneus here is a typical example. White draws very easily, as black's king is too far away and black has no passed pawn himself. White played king c7 and is completely drawn. If black's king approaches, then white just takes the pawn and now threatens to advance his dangerous a pawn. Remember, a rook's pawn is very dangerous against the knight. And a5, and now black must take, otherwise black even gets into danger of losing. And now it's completely drawn, of course. And so Faneus decided to defend the b-pawn, but it doesn't help. King b6, and now white wins one of black. Well, white manages to exchange one pair of pawns, and then the second pair as well later. Black must take, and white must now take the right pawn for a moment. Think only for a short moment. And I'm sure that you decided to take the c-pawn. Taking the b-pawn would be a terrible mistake, as black now has a passed pawn himself. And the knight protects it from behind, so that even... Okay, now black easily wins, as black's c-pawn queens very quickly, and then the queen wins easily. But even if white's king would manage to fly to b4 now, then black would win easily, as the knight protects the pawn from behind. As we have learned, this is the right concept. Blockades white's pawn, and black's king would approach the queen side, and black would win easily. But after taking on c5, you can easily see for yourself immediately that it's completely drawn now. Knight b2, and a draw was agreed due to king b6 taking, and the lone knight cannot mate, so it's a draw. And other maneuvers are not possible as well. If the knight could fly to d7 now, then white would also draw easily with king d6, as black's king is too far away. To sharpen your eye for this important problem, I want to show you another example. Kiryakov versus Zimmerman, Sochi 2004. And after king f4, a draw was agreed, and you can easily see that this position is completely drawn, as black's king is too far away from the king side. White just threatens to win the pawn, so black stops this. Then the king chooses the other route, and it's a draw. Now you would, of course, just chase the pawn, and it's completely drawn. But for educational reasons, I want to show you that even the weak move h4 would draw easily. Oh, here you could make a fork now, but of course this was only result in all pawns exchanged. And knight e4 also draws. We have seen that if the pawns were not rook, but knight pawns, then black would win now. But with rook's pawns, black's knight cannot go to e4 now, as there's no e file on the board. So this is also completely drawn. The knight moves somewhere, and after king g5 the knight must go back, and there's no way for black to make any progress now. So remember, the knight is usually very bad at defending one wing alone.